Hi, I'm Sejal Kumar. I'm a digital creator, singer, and actor. And I've been creating content for over 11 years now. And I've grown into releasing my own music, creating a short film series called 1 Minute Drama, and so much more. So, the last time I stood on this platform on a stage like this, I spoke about how to start off as a creator. But today, I want to discuss something that we don't talk about enough. How do you continue? And how do you evolve without losing yourself? So, at the time, I started out as a 19-year-old girl in college, and today I am a 31-year-old woman. And I started out making lifestyle content with some music and acting thrown in. Um, and well, after 3 to 4 years, it was honestly going really well, better than I could have possibly imagined. I was over 1 million subscribers on my platforms. I was able to travel the world, work with amazing brands, collaborate with amazing people, and it was a dream. But slowly, behind the scenes, I did feel caged in the sort of persona that I built myself. And, whatever that persona was, and I think all of us can possibly relate to this. It's like a neat little box you make for yourself, and you find yourself stuck in it. Whatever it was, maybe I was the relatable girl who was doing, all of these different type of things. Uh, and I realized that I was working towards those big numbers day after day, week after week, putting that type of pressure on myself. And I just realized, especially when the pandemic hit in 2020, I had some time to introspect, and I realized that I was running way too fast in a direction that I wasn't even sure that I wanted to go towards, especially at that speed anymore. I started this journey for the love of being creative, performing, singing, storytelling, my love for beautiful visuals. And I think at that point I knew that something had to change. I had to evolve. And it does not mean that, I do not want to chase numbers or that none of us should do that. I think what I was looking for was a healthy balance between the business and the creative. So as I was already doing a lot of music, cover songs throughout my content, it was on my bucket list to write an original song and release it. So I decided, okay, maybe I can try this out. Let's give it a shot. So here I am today in front of you guys. I'm going to be here with Vinod, singing some of the songs that we've created over the last 5 years in my journey of music. And it's crazy that through the last 5 years, I'm actually on the verge of releasing my third music project, an EP. It's called Project 30. I wrote it in the 30th year of my life. And here goes. I'd also like to share with you how my very first original song happened. It's a very interesting story. I got to work with YouTube Creators for Change. They were doing a project with Michelle Obama, and they wanted to do something around girls' education. So I pitched to them that, hey, what about I make an original song for you guys and do an amazing, beautiful music video, which is kind of like a short film, talking about how girls' education begins at home. And they agreed, and I got to work. This was the first time I was doing something like this. So I put together just a group of people who I thought who could help me. I worked with my friend and musician Saptak, and this was a lot to learn. I learned how to write songs. I learned how to record in a studio. My YouTuber skills came in handy because I could figure out how to write a script and make the music video. I just fell in love with the process completely. And I could not wait to make more music. It was such a great creative time. During this time, this is also around the pandemic, I started writing more, reaching out to more people that I could work with. It was a funny time because I recorded all of this music in a makeshift studio in my cupboard with the clothes still in it, and we just stuck a mic in there and made it soundproof. And learning the new skills, recording, how to do vocals, and I felt that creative spark again that I felt was lost from my life for a long time. And once these songs were ready, we had to put them out in the world. And I knew that it is a risk to release these songs and to also release the music videos, which were experimental, but I still went for it. The response came, and there was a lot of love. There was also criticism. difficult for me to deal with that. I felt that maybe I should quit. And honestly, behind the scenes, some moments I did actually quit, but something kept bringing me back. And during this time, I still stuck to what I was doing previously as well, my old content, because I was scared. I'll be honest. Somebody backstage asked me if I feel confident all the time, and I was like, no, I feel scared all the time. And I was scared at that time because I didn't want to lose everybody who was supporting me so far, and I didn't want to lose everything that they had given me. So at that time, I think I needed a little boost of confidence, which I didn't have at the time. And after making this major pivot was when the real challenge began, both externally and internally as well. I was going through some things mental health wise. And, at that time, I think it was important for me to start working on myself. And I started a spiritual journey and started meditating and really learned some things about myself from the inside out. I didn't think that would do much for me, but it really was pivotal. And it took me a few years to start feeling like myself again. But through that, I found a way to channel it into my art. I started making music about my internal journey, started making short films about that, and I found a partner, which was a really beautiful part of it all. And I remembered what truly matters in life, which is just not just running after numbers mindlessly, but who you're doing it with and who you become during this process. नीला आसमां और तू था वहाँ, दुनिया के दूसरे कोने से तू आया यहाँ. मेरी मंजिलें तेरी भी ख्वाहिशें, 6 दिन हो या 7 तू मेरे सामने खड़ा. बढ़ती धड़कने आँखों में सितारे, तू जो साथ हो सब आसान लगे. बड़े पर्दों के सपनों का मायना तेरी बाहों में. हाँ, थम जाए वक्त, सुलझाए सब, तेरी मेरी कहानी बनाते हैं. तू ही मेरा, तू ही मेरा, तू ही मेरा, तू मेरा सुकून. हाँ, तू मेरा सुकून. हाँ, ये नज़ारे नए, हम गलियों में खो गए. तेरे साथ चलते हुए सुकून सा लगे. बढ़ती धड़कने है मेरी मेरी बाहों में सुकून. बढ़ती धड़कने आँखों में सितारे, तू जो साथ हो सब आसान लगे. बड़े पर्दों के सपनों का मायना तेरी बाहों में. हाँ, थम जाए वक्त, सुलझाए सब, तेरी मेरी कहानी बनाते हैं. तू ही मेरा, तू ही मेरा, तू ही मेरा, तू मेरा सुकून. हाँ, तू मेरा सुकून. हाँ, तू मेरा सुकून. Thank you. All right, so around this time, I also got married, big life change, and the song that we just sang for you called Sukoon is special because it was a part of our wedding video. And something super interesting happened. I started questioning how this industry, whether it's creators, whether it's entertainment, works in general. That success looks only a certain way. It belongs up to only a certain age or a certain specific path. And I think a lot of us have beliefs like that about certain spaces. And I think my way of charting my own path is releasing music independently, is creating my own short films, and telling my story my way. And it's been a very, very beautiful and empowering process to keep on doing that. And now on to our last song that we're going to sing for you today. And it's one of the very first that I wrote. It's called Khali Khali. सुबह हुई रात किधर गई अभी तो हम मिले थे तेरी हंसी मेरी शरारत के दिल पिघल रहे थे कहीं तो चलते हैं तू और मैं वही और रह जाते हैं हा 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 खाली खाली हैं बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आँखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया कहने को कुछ भी नहीं पर बात रुकी नहीं है धूप से हम छिप रहे अपनी अलग दुनिया में कहीं तो चलते हैं तू और मैं वही और रह जाते हैं हा 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 खाली खाली है बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आँखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया हाँ खाली खाली है बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आँखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया हाँ खाली खाली है बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आँखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया Thank you. Looking back, I am so incredibly grateful that I decided to make the shift to change my creative gears. And honestly, it wasn't easy. It was very confusing, uncomfortable, and lonely as well at times. I guess evolutions are inevitable. And I do firmly believe that the version of you that you're probably really afraid to be is on the other side of that evolution, and it might set you free. Thank you so much.